So we are going to discuss this question which came in 2024 ethics paper. Here we have to discuss the key dimensions of the ethics. Also we have to address that how these dimensions help in shaping the action. So first dimension of ethics is, for our study, we have demarcated is meta ethics. So what is this meta ethics and what do I mean by it? It means it talks about the nature and the morality of ethics. Jaise, if I say what is justice, right? What is truth? So it is like a foundational building block of ethics. Is it clear? Here we are just discussing about the nature, like justice is fairness, right? We are not taking any kind of action in meta ethics. So what is the question we address here? What is truth? Or let's take what is justice. We just discuss this here. In the second key dimension we discuss here is the descriptive ethics. In the descriptive ethics, we further discuss what does society as a whole thinks truth is, or what does society collectively thinks about justice, right? So will it be justice enough if a para-Olympic is made to compete with a Olympic, right? So no. So here society is describing, right? What is justice? It's acceptable by the society or the people at a larger level. The third key dimension of ethics is the normative ethics. Now, what is this normative ethics? As the name suggests, it is also known as the prescriptive ethics, or here we are talking about the kind of ethical action we take. These are basically the framework action which are taken. Again, I'll take the same example of justice. In normative ethics, Aristotle will say that equal should be treated equally and unequal should be treated unequally. But another thinker, John Rawls, he will say that justice should be such that it upbrings or it uplifts even the marginalized section of the society. So here we are talking about the action part. Various other theories you can see in my lecture, first lecture, I have discussed here that there is a consequentialist approach who locate morality in the consequence of the action, not in the means but the end. Now there is, in this only there is one another which is known as utilitarianist, right? Utilitarianist, who locate the morality on the utility of the act, how many multiple people the decision is affecting. It is for the maximum welfare, for the maximum number of people, for maximizing the pleasure and minimizing the pain. Another thing which we can discuss here is about the deontology, right? Deontology, which is about the duty, right? For example, we can take here is that Kant will say, do not lie. Even as a human duty, it is immoral to lie because it is your duty, right? Apart from this, in the normative ethics, the fourth key dimension that we see here is the applied form of ethics, here the application of ethics is seen into multifold dimensions. For example, we can talk about the media ethics over here, that the journalism has to be very fair, right? Second thing, we can also talk about the bioethics. What about the medical ethics, right? What about the rights of abortion? What about euthanasia, right? So we are seeing the practical application, or we can also talk about the environmental ethics, right? Which is like whether the kind of development is happening, is it sustainable for the environment? You understand? So there are 4 major key dimensions of the ethics. Okay. Now let's see the second part of the question here, which is talking about how they are applied, right? So first application, if we see in Jan Dhan Yojana, this Yojana is outcome based approach. Okay, it is trying to bring in the financial inclusion in the society. Is it clear? Because it is trying to do maximum good for the maximum number of people, right? So the consequence of Jan Dhan Yojana will be, it will come under consequentialism. So the consequence will be, what will be the consequence? The consequence of Jan Dhan Yojana will be welfare of the citizens. One application we have seen. Second, moral code of conduct during the elections for the civil servant. So it is a duty, again, it is a duty of a civil servant to be honest and impartial, right? Now this duty comes from the deontological approach of ethics. Is it clear? Another example, we can talk here about the MG Narega. MG Narega is again trying, it is establishing welfare for the even the marginalized sections of the society. In fact, right to work, which is mentioned in Article 41 of our Directive Principles of State Policy. So by this, the government is trying to create a just and equitable society. Is it clear? Another application we see in Aadhaar for government service delivery of the products. Now this is leading to a common good approach. Now this common good approach again will come under the consequentialist approach. What is the end goal of Aadhaar? It is to bring in more people into the system so that the DBT and all subsidies can be given in a very transparent and accountable form. Now, another example, similarly, GEM portal is brought by the government so that there is proper ethical decision making taken and transparency while you are distributing, right? Corporate governance, we can see this example in the applied form of business ethics, right? So you have seen this mostly in case of Tatas. They are known for specifically for their corporate governance. One more example, if I give you virtue based, I can talk about personal ethics. I can talk about Kiran Bedi. Kiran Bedi, in her professional life, she led to reformation of the Tihar jail, right? She was trying to rehabilitate the criminals in the society by providing them a skill set and a life of dignity, right? So this is how we see that the second part of the question, how these dimensions are shaping the ethical structure. Is it clear? Okay.